Hi guys, and welcome to the first ever episode of Retro Recipe Rewind. On today's episode, we'll be taking a look at a cookbook from the 1800s called the White Ribbon Cookbook. Published in 1894, this cookbook served a dual purpose. First, to provide delicious recipes for the common housewife or servant, and offering different home remedies and cures for sickness. But it also served as advertisement for the temperance movement. It showed how you could become an amazing cook with all that evil, pesky alcohol. And now, some history facts. 1894 was a pretty amazing year. The Hershey's Company was founded and came out with their very first chocolate bar. And the Coca-Cola Bottling Company released their very first bottle of Coke. But this was also a time of change. Pullman car operators, tailors in New York, and miners in Cripple Creek, Colorado went on strike to demand better working conditions. And Sanford B. Dole basically tried to make himself his own empire when he proclaimed Hawaii as a republic, but we'll talk more about him in a future episode. Today we dive into the White Ribbon's recipe for curry, more specifically, their version of an Indian curry, which we'll learn more about later. Because the recipe was so large, I scaled it down to make a more manageable batch. Here's what you'll need. First, cut your potatoes into quarters and then into large chunks. Cutting the potatoes into larger pieces will give them the opportunity to absorb the deliciousness of this sauce. Once you're done, take the potatoes, place them in a bowl with cold water, and set to the side. Next, gather up all of your spices and place them into a different, larger container so that you can mix them thoroughly. Afterward, take one large onion and begin cutting it into very thin slices. It'll make it easier for it to cook later on. Remember, when you get to the root, to turn the onion on its side so that you're not wasting any part of it. Take a lemon, cut it in half, and juice. Now that we're all prepped, it's time to start cooking. In a large sauté pan, melt 1 tablespoon of butter and then add in your onions. Cook the onions down until they become soft. In the meantime, take about 4 or 5 teaspoons worth of water and add them to your spices to make a paste. Next, in a large pot, take 2 tablespoons of butter and add in your beautifully brown and softened onions. To this, add in 2 tablespoons of your curry mix. Please do not forget to add in salt and just a tiny bit more pepper. Then stir everything to combine. Add in about 1/4 cup of your milk or stock to loosen up the paste, and then cook down for 20 minutes. While that's cooking, let's take a look at the history of curry. The word curry comes courtesy of European colonization. The British Trade Company had been trading in India since the 1600s, earning over £2 million a year for the empire. The dish we're making derives from the Tamil word kadi. When the traders heard it, they pronounced it curry and thought, close enough. They then began to classify any dish with a sauce and Indian spices as curry. The recipe for this dish soon expanded over the globe as Britain set in trade ports in different countries. Soon, places like Japan, Thailand, and Jamaica had their own versions of what we now know to be curry. The recipe traveled the globe and eventually made it into one of the first American cookbooks called The Virginia Housewife in 1824. If you're looking for more information on where this delicious recipe originated from, check out these titles. Now, let's get back to the recipe. Our sauce is cooked down beautifully. To this, add in a cup of either stock or milk. Then stir everything together and add in your potatoes. Let this all cook down until the potatoes are tender. Once the potatoes have cooked all the way through, there's nothing left to do but ladle it up and serve. To finish everything up, you want to drizzle a little bit of lemon juice over it. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, "Nani?" But once I tasted it, it all made sense. It was delicious. The touch of heat from the cayenne and black pepper warmed me, while the lemon juice cut through the richness of the butter and spices. This dish is light enough for summer, but would also be perfect on a cold winter day. This meal is simple, easy, and fast enough that you could make it on a busy weekday. Thank you so much for watching the very first episode of Retro Recipe Rewind. Make sure to follow my Instagram page. Link will be in the description below. Every single week, we're going to be investigating a brand new cookbook and finding out what people were really eating back in the past. On my Instagram page, we'll be doing some behind the scenes, some polls to find out what you want to see, and eventually in the future, some giveaways. So stay tuned for all of that. Remember to hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and even share with family and friends if you like what you saw today. Leave me some comments in the comment section to let me know what you want to see next. Until next time, signing off for Retro Recipe Rewind.